Okay, it tells me again live in one area and going live in the other. I'll give it a second or two to kick in. Yes, I am live. Hello, everybody. You're all very welcome to Wednesday's live call inside the Facebook group Map Your Future ABA, the place where we go from A to B and then decide we're going to go for a bigger and brighter A. Later today, this call will be available on my YouTube channel, Map Your Future 25. And if you're watching on YouTube, do hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. Just a heads up, Facebook are or will be automatically deleting live videos after about 6 weeks. I'm not 100% sure when that's going to kick in, but I do know it's coming. It's a policy change from Facebook, and that's why I do stream these calls live, and then they will be available for a period of time in Map Your Future ABA, but they'll also be uploaded to my YouTube channel, so you can go back and check them as and when you want to. Much of what I share is worth revisiting, not just to deepen your own understanding, but to help you to take action and create real change in your life. Because it's only by taking action will you actually make any changes. Okay, so back to today's call, the science of belief and how to install unshakable confidence. Today we're going to be hacking the hidden system controlling your confidence. That is your paradigm. That's the mental operating system deciding what's possible for you, what you think you deserve, what you feel you deserve, and how far that you can go. But what if I told you that the voice saying, I'm not ready, or who am I to do this, that's not you thinking. That's just your old paradigm running outdated software. It's mental activity. Your confidence blueprint was installed before you had a choice. There's childhood conditioning. For example, someone may have said, we don't do public speaking in this family, or we don't do this, or we don't do that in this family. Then there are cultural narratives and societal pressures. For example, real leaders look and act and sound like X, or Irish people don't do this or don't do that, or British people don't do this and don't do that, or American people don't do this and don't do that. And then we have biological inheritance, biological conditioning. Yale studies in epigenetics shows that fear is actually passed down through the generations. There are things that we're afraid of that we don't even know why we're afraid of them. But here's the paradigm shifting truth. Confidence is not about personality. It never was. It's about programming. And today we're going to do a full system update. So let me share a 3-step confidence rewrite. First up is step 1. Of course, first step is always going to be step 1, isn't it? You need to recognize, though, your current programming, your current paradigm. That automatic thought that I'm not a salesperson, or I'm not leadership material, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. That's not truth. That's your outdated programming talking. Your brain tricks you. Okay? And how your brain tricks you is it only shows you evidence that matches what you already believe. It's like a filter that hides anything that doesn't fit with the beliefs that you already have. It's never seeing is believing. It's always believing is seeing. Now, these programs, they can be changed at any time, but to change them, you need to be aware of their existence. When you are aware of their existence, you can move to step 2, where you collect proof to change your own mind. So from a Harvard research, when writing down small wins for just 21 days physically changes how your brain sees itself. That is neuroplasticity at its very basic. The science proving that the brain can rewire itself. It's malleable. So some examples of proof collecting. Let's say if you're in a service-based business and a client says to you, that's really helpful, okay? Or that was really helpful, or that really helped me out. That is proof that you're making an impact. You're valuable. Or a former client says, I've noticed how your awareness has really expanded. Or where someone says, what you said on that post the other day really got me thinking. Those are examples or evidence, proof that you are adding value, that you are making an impact to people. Perhaps you may speak up in a meeting in work. This is evidence that you can actually contribute. You have an opinion and it does matter. Maybe somebody comes to you and asks you for your advice. This is a sure sign that you are already leading, meaning that you can lead. This is all proof collecting, evidence gathering. But nothing changes until we take action. So, step three is where you practice the new you using mental rehearsal. It's a very powerful technique. Olympic athletes, they don't just train their bodies, they train their minds to see success first. They see the gold medal, they see themselves on the podium ever before they ever achieve it. See yourself performing as you want to perform in the situations that you want to do it. The subconscious mind, which is where your paradigm lives, it cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. And that is really important to understand because it's your subconscious mind which is what responsible for the doing, how you express yourself. So you continue to mentally rehearse, you repeat it, and you'll find in a relatively short period of time you will start acting like the person in your mental rehearsal. This is how you start using your imagination for you rather than using your imagination against you. Now, this is not an instant thing, okay? You don't do this once and hey, presto, everything's hunky dory. But it can happen way quicker than you think when you apply mental rehearsal. Now, let me share a real simple and powerful technique to help you with instant confidence. Power posing, okay? The act of just 2 minutes of standing tall changes your brain chemistry. It reduces stress and it increases confidence. You simply hold your body in a more confident position. And for fun, I always suggest in a pose like Wonder Woman or Superman would, in full confidence, hips forward and back straight. Okay? Now, quickly now, if it's safe to do so, ask yourself on a scale out of 1 out of 10, how do you feel right now? And just pick a number in your head. Okay? And if you can, try standing tall with your hips pushed forward and your back straight and hold that for a moment or whatever you would consider is a confident pose. Hold that for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Okay? And then afterwards, ask yourself the same question after doing that for 30 seconds to a minute. How do you feel now on a scale from 1 out of 10? Now, if you do what I'm suggesting you do here, you will feel a little bit better. I've done this for years in customer service trainings where I get everybody to stand up in the room and stand in a confident pose. And every time they all feel slightly better afterward. This is how you use physiology to feel better about yourself. See, there's so much more power and energy locked up inside of you. Ask yourself every day, what would the most confident version of me do right now? You will get an answer. You will always get an answer. Follow your own answers. Doing that day by day, your confidence will rise more and more and more. So let me leave you today with a exercise that will help you enhance your confidence. And I call it your 3-day confidence breakthrough. I want to make sure you can see the three there. So here's the exact plan, okay? First, you got to name the old story. So pick one limiting belief. Okay, I'm bad at networking, or my ideas aren't valuable, or I'm not, and whatever comes up for you, choose one. Okay. Second, gather new evidence. So for each day, document 3 real moments that contradict it. For example, someone thanked me for my suggestion, or I reached out to 2 people, or I did whatever came up for you better today. And then third, step into growth. For 3 days, ask, how would my more confident version respond to this going forward? Then consciously act how the more confident version of you would respond in each situation. You see, every time you do this, you're physically rewiring your brain like a sculptor shaping clay. This is where neuroplasticity comes into play, excuse me. The real you isn't static. It's not stationary. It's waiting to be uncovered through action. Confidence isn't something that you wait for, it's something that you prove to yourself, one authentic action at a time. Confidence isn't who you are, it's about the mindset you're running, the old patterns. They're going to push back, by the way, when you do this. That is a sure sign that you are making progress. Now, you don't need confidence to begin, okay, but you do need to begin to shift your own mindset. The science backs it, the tools are here. The only question is, will you make the change? Go back and listen, ask those questions. First, name your story. Second, gather evidence. Third, step into growth. That's it for today, folks. Now, if you have any questions about the content from today or any of the content in Map Your Future, you can simply comment below that content, or you can send me a direct message via LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere that we're connected, or you can email me at abeale, that's abeale, at anthonybeale.ie. And if you know somebody that could really do with hearing this information, looking at this material, invite them to have a look at it. I want to get this out to as many people as I possibly can, because I know when people enhance how they think about themselves, how they feel about themselves, and how they behave, the world is going to be a much better place for all of us. And I will see you all back here next week, where I'm going to talk about taking the leap, how to take bold action without fear. And lastly, for those of you that are really serious right now about making real habitual changes, check out my new mini course. It's really short and impactful. Reignite Your Power. And I'll pop a link in the comments for that. And make sure you act on that if that interests you, because it's only going to be available for another 12 days. Have a wonderful week, everybody. And God bless you all. And I'll see some of you back here next week. Bye for now.